My SuperGrok subscription ran out right in the middle of this experiment. However, I got enough time with Grok Build to share my own honest observations. First, a quick clarification on how it works. So Grok Build doesn't have a standalone app like Codex and Cloud Code. No, it doesn't. It works entirely in the terminal for now, just the same way Cloud Code and Codex did when they launched. If you go to grok.com and you have a SuperGrok subscription, you would see Grok Build. If you click on that, you'll see a code that you can copy to install Grok locally onto your system. Once you paste that code in your terminal, you'll be able to interact with Grok right from your terminal. To continue to interact with Grok, just go to any folder of your choice and then type in Grok, and then you'll be able to chat with the model. There are two models in the Grok CLI. There's Grok Build and there's Composer 2.5 Fast. Which model did I use? I used Composer 2.5 Fast. I'll tell you what surprised me later. I have a school management app I've been wanting to revamp for a while. The design is done, but life just keeps getting in the way of the actual build. I just figured out that, oh, why not just give this to Grok to see what it can do? I already started the project with Claude. I did a landing page, but the landing page was already taking me about 2 days to complete because of Claude's rate limits. It's heavy. And also there was a back and forth regarding files, which was just really burning through credits really fast. So I couldn't go fast. So I was just like, let me just give this to Grok, the same landing page, and let me see what it's going to come up with, right? I had some setup issues with Grok. Getting the MCP setup for Figma was a struggle up front. Figma doesn't have a documentation on their site for how to connect the Figma MCP to Grok, basically because it's new, it's not yet popular, right? And this was an issue for me. I kept Googling it, but Google didn't give me any relevant information on how to do this. Figma doesn't have as well. I also had the same issue with another MCP server I wanted to set up for Superbase, and just the same problem. There's no documentation on Superbase website for how to connect to Grok. There's no documentation online on how to do the same as well. But in both cases, the documentation that ended up helping was the model itself. I just told the model that I want to connect to Figma MCP. How do I do that? And then it directed me on what to do. Most of the time, it installed what was necessary and told me how to connect it. So I should get a token and connect it. The other one required an authentication. If you're using Grok Build and you can't find the official documentation online, I advise that you talk to the model. He most of the time knows how to work around these connections. Okay. For the actual build, I had auto approve on. That is, it should just keep going without asking me for permissions to approve this, approve this, right? So it should just keep going. By the way, I wasn't even expecting that it was going to be good. So, but I was surprised. The accuracy surprised me. But what surprised me more was the speed at which it worked. I was using Composer 2.5 fast. The fast actually lived up to expectation. It was fast. Because auto approve was on, I like to, whenever the agents are working, I like to just read through whatever they are doing. So when they are calling tools, when it's trying to do something I know that it shouldn't do, I try to just, for other models I've seen, I would just stop it so I can correct it that, oh, that's not what I want. This is what I want. Okay, so I like to read that. As I prompted Composer 2.5, it moves very fast through those outputs to show you what it's doing. It was really fast. So I was trying to follow. Then suddenly I was seeing the code, and then the way it was coding was what surprised me more. So it wasn't like it wasn't like code was typing really fast. It was really like it was copying and pasting, code. So about 500 lines just pasted like that, and then most another 500 got pasted like that, and it was really fast. Like it was very fast, faster than what I was expecting it to do. So that really surprised me. And the home page, I didn't get it in one go and would normally just take other models quite a few minutes to get it done. It was done very fast at a considerably lesser time than other models. So I was very surprised. The speed actually didn't come at the cost of accuracy because it was really okay. I already had the design, so I just had to check what was in the documentation. We had a few back and forth regarding the icons, but it wasn't much, and the home page was done. After it was done, there was the urge to continue, so I continued the next page and the next one and the next one and the next one. And after about 6 hours, the entire app was done. So it already designed everything. And but there was back and forth on where things should be placed. Sometimes I didn't read it correctly. I had to go back and fetch from Figma. Once it fetches, it sees that it was wrong, and then it does that again. But the speed just was so good that I felt like just continuing, and I finished the entire website in roughly about 6 hours. So I took a break, came back, and spent roughly another 6 hours, and I got the backend ready as well. I'm going to leave the link to the website below so you can test it and let me know what wasn't built well, what could be improved upon. Test the website for me. I intend for real users to use it. So please go ahead and share your opinions on the website. With a few minutes left on my subscription, I wanted to do an head-to-head comparison between Grok Build and Composer 2.5 Fast. So I gave both models a task to do, which was to build the landing page for a freelance platform. And both of them got to work. What I noticed was that Composer 2.5 Fast was at least twice as fast as the Grok Build. The freelance platform I asked them to build, I'm also going to link it below so you can examine which one did well among both of them. However, for that particular test, Charlie preferred what Grok Build did, but that doesn't mean that Composer 2.5 did worse in my other test. It actually did well. I didn't have enough time to do many head-to-head between both models. However, you can let me know in the comment section if that is a video you'd like to see, and I'll be happy to do that. All right, I'll see you in the next one.